Hello, I'm Prather Hawkins Jr., better known as Hawk, and this is a forecast video for my forthcoming sports podcast based here in Philadelphia for my fellow Philadelphia Eagles fans. Now, this isn't my podcast, as you can see. Again, there's no microphone, no props, nothing. This is just me, just straight cornflakes, giving you my fresh new perspective, because when I drop that podcast, I'm going to want you Birds fans to go check it out, okay? And you'll be able to tell right off the bat, I don't recycle or rehash anything that I hear off of television, okay? Or the radio. So we get right into it, okay? We had some success in this city in 2010, 2011, 2012, that whole dream team era thing, that thing spiraled out of control. You know, I'm gonna get into that and explain to you why everything that you've been told about our Philadelphia Eagles is reversed and why you've been misled and misguided, okay? So we get right into it. I'll say that right now it is currently being said that LeSean McCoy is the best player on this team, hands down, bar none. Now, how is that possible when Michael Vick is the player who has his jersey right now while he's still playing enshrined in Canton, okay, in the NFL Hall of Fame, for being the first player in NFL history to pass for more than 300 yards with 4 passing touchdowns, as well as rush for more than 50 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. Now, he did that in 3 quarters of football, and along with finishing the game with the 150.7 passer rating, okay? Deshaun Jackson is also being overlooked now for LeSean McCoy. Deshaun Jackson was the first player in NFL history to ever make the Pro Bowl on one ballot at 2 separate positions, okay? Deshaun Jackson also gave the world what was voted on by 58 million voters worldwide, according to the NFL Network, as the greatest play in NFL history, the second miracle at the Meadowlands. Now, Jeremy Maclin also being overlooked for LeSean McCoy. Jeremy Maclin had 4 of the best years of any wide receiver in the Philadelphia Eagles history, only second to Mike Quick. Better than Harold Carmichael, better than Fred Barnett, any of the other guys that you want to name. He's doing this while playing alongside Deshaun Jackson, who's getting the big play threat. Now, keep in mind, Michael Quick, his career was cut short by injury. So Jeremy Maclin is well on pace to becoming our all-time leading receiver. Now, what has happened since 2010, since that success? That Michael Vick had to restructure his contract. Deshaun Jackson is under heavy scrutiny, constant heavy scrutiny. They're saying that he's fragile. He's one hit away from his career being over. He doesn't deserve his money, and he's hanging out with rappers. Jeremy Maclin was forced to come in and play on a lame duck year where he blew his knee out, and as well as all of this went on, and now the only thing we have to say is that LeSean McCoy has somehow magically ascended into greatness. Well, G-Cobb just recently ran an article on gcobb.com titled, LeSean McCoy must adjust his own blocking scheme more than his backups. Now, how is this possible? If, and Philadelphia Eagles fans, you guys should recall, how is this possible in 2013 when in 2011, Howard Mudd showed up in this city? And Howard Mudd is Mr. Zone Blocking Scheme, okay? What has LeSean McCoy been doing all of this time, okay? LeSean McCoy, what he's been doing is he's been allowing the Philadelphia Eagles offense to get mauled by NFL defenses, because when G-Cobb described LeSean McCoy, and this isn't an attack on LeSean McCoy, G-Cobb, as well as many other people, describes LeSean McCoy as an improvisational running back, okay? Now, much like Barry Sanders. Now, LeSean McCoy, again, had a problem with, and Eagles fans, you should recall, he had a problem when Chip Kelly came here to this city, okay? That tweet, we're going to find out, that got him that meeting with Chip Kelly. See, do you hear what's going on? Everyone is saying that Chip Kelly uses the run to set up the pass. Why would McCoy have a problem with it? Now, I hear Denzel Washington's voice playing in the back of my head from training day. This is chess, not checkers. You see, the reason LeSean McCoy had a problem is because in checkers is all improv, where you jump this man, jump that man, jump this man, double jump this man, jump back. See, that's all improv. You can't set anything up off of improv, okay? In the NFL, every play and its formation is used to set up more plays down the line. And see, this is how Chip Kelly uses the run to set up the pass, because when a running back runs up the middle and follows his blockers, it neutralizes linebackers. Once those linebackers become neutralized, the strong safety, whose responsibility is run support, must come up. Now, if you get 8 men in the box, you're golden. Once that strong safety comes up, that free safety now has to slide over and play center field. Now, this creates passing lanes, and this is how the run opens up passing lanes for the offense. Now, most people might think that Chip Kelly's zone blocking scheme is different from Howard Mudd. Well, the only difference is between what Howard Mudd did and what Chip Kelly is currently doing is Chip Kelly attached the zone read option to the back of his defense, because once you get two cornerbacks back with wide receivers one-on-one on the outside and a safety in the middle of the field playing center field, the way that Chip Kelly does it is now in the zone blocking scheme, the running back has to run up the middle so that running back, as Chip Kelly figures it, can get outside. And if he can get outside with that receiver one-on-one on the outside, he's doing something. See, now, again, LeSean McCoy is only going to get A-B gap. That's why if you look at the Seattle Seahawks, the Patriots, the Niners, all of those teams, they have silverback gorillas for running backs, okay? And this is also why when you look at this offense, people are going to think that they're going to say, okay, if this offense comes out stagnant, that Chip Kelly's going to make a change. Well, Chip Kelly's not going to make the change that everyone thinks. He's going to look at his running back position first. He's not going to look right at the quarterback position, because he uses the run to set up the pass. He's going to ask the question, why are they sitting on my pass? See, this isn't one of those type of deals where LeSean McCoy can have 70 yards on 6 carries and the rest of the offense looks like boo-boo. This isn't that type of deal. It's strategic. Because, see, Chip Kelly's going to ask you, where'd you get that from? Where did you get these yards? Okay? And by it being him running outside, that's where the change is going to come from. They'll put Bryce Brown in there so that the offense can flow a lot smoother, okay? Because Chip Kelly's offense, this isn't a finesse offense. It's an honest offense, true, okay? And that's why he spreads it out so that no one has an excuse for failing in his offense. He doesn't like clutter. And if he puts you in the right space, then you should be able to flourish. Now, considering what Chip Kelly saw, why people missed on the fact that Michael Vick is here in this city, still here in Philadelphia, why, what did Chip Kelly see? Everyone's saying Nick Foles is the quarterback of the future. Stop asking the question why Michael Vick is still here. The reason is because by LeSean McCoy not running up the middle, when you don't run up the middle, you're not that strong safety's responsibility. You become everyone's responsibility. Now, I'm sure that you recall listening to Madden when or playing Madden back in the day, where Madden would say, you see, that's the danger of blitzing. When you blitz, you leave yourself open for the big play. The running back comes through the hole, the offense picks it up, and boom, the running back takes off down the field 70, 80 yards. That slows the defense down. Well, that is exactly how you slow the defense down, because right now what has happened is, because LeSean McCoy admitted that he didn't understand, and when you go check that article out, I'm going to attach all of the links to the bottom of this video so you'll see exactly what I'm saying, that I'm not making any of this stuff up, okay? But by LeSean McCoy not running up the middle, causing that free safety, that strong safety to have to come up, it allowed for 2 deep safeties. Now that's a problem, because if you get 2 deep safeties, now the cornerbacks, they are able to press up. They start feeling really frisky, and then they started jamming Macklin and Jackson, and then they start jumping everything underneath because you got 2 deep safeties, and they take away everything underneath. And then when they try to run up the field, you got a safety sitting there. Now the inside, that front seven turns into a tornado. Now, Michael Vick was trying to read that tornado while his receivers were getting jammed off the line of scrimmage behind an injury-riddled offensive line. See, this is what Chip Kelly saw, and this is why Chip Kelly brought Michael Vick back. Now, again, if you consider what I'm saying, I went to ESPN.com and NFL.com, and I did these statistics left, right, outside, and compare it to middle guard. That's how I did these statistics, okay? In 2010, the Philadelphia Eagles, we actually used the run to set up the pass because the running backs had 284 rushing attempts. Out of 284 rushing attempts, 153 were up the middle. Now, in 2012 and 2011, the Philadelphia Eagles had 348 rushing attempts. See, now people are thinking, oh, well, they're running the football more. No, not so fast, because out of that 348, 273 of those rushing attempts went to LaShawn McCoy. Do you know how many rushing attempts out of that 348 were up the middle? 103. So that means that's a big drop off, okay? And that means that they were not using the run to set up the pass. Now, also, we're saying that by them missing on everything with the Philadelphia Eagles this season, Chip Kelly is, if you watch that game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, when LaShawn McCoy went to go up the middle and then he stepped outside and he put a move on this man and he cut everybody up for 20 yards, and when he got to the sideline, Deuce Staley had some really sharp words for LaShawn McCoy, but it kind of got swept under the rug. And I got a bit of irony here for you, okay? Check this out. Michael Vick has done everything short of coming out and publicly begging the Philadelphia Eagles fans, you guys, to believe that he can read a defense. But you guys failed to believe it. And he has one of the greatest performances in NFL history to back up his claim. Now, LaShawn McCoy just came out and openly admitted in this article that he does not get it. He said that it's tough, it's different, it's only a matter of time, but he will get it. He's taking everything he's learned onto the field. Now, those are his words, not necessarily in that order, but when you read it, you'll see. He said that in 2013. Okay, how is this possible? All right, now, with taking how the running game will set up the pass, keep in mind that Michael Vick in 2010 led a Philadelphia Eagles team to a 10-6 record that was second in the NFL in penalties and third in penalty yards. Okay, and was using a run to set up the pass. Now, if Chip Kelly can get this offense to not shoot itself in the foot with penalties, as well as use the run to set up the pass, and keep in mind in 2010, they did that with a defense, made the playoffs with a defense that was historically bad in the red zone. All right, so going back to what I'm saying, LaShawn McCoy, who openly admitted to not knowing his job's obligation or being able to fulfill it, openly admitted this, and LaShawn McCoy also has the worst game for any running back in NFL history with 38 yards on 27 rushing attempts in 2011 back against the game in the game against the Miami Dolphins. But see, the only thing anyone seems to remember is the fact that Shady McCoy scored 2 touchdowns in that game and moved him closer to the franchise all-time leading touchdowns in one season. Okay, now I'm asking the question for my fellow Philadelphia Eagles fans. What would it be if how would the response be, or how would people take Michael Vick if Vick had come out and announced something like this and had the worst game for any quarterback in NFL history? All right. Now, I was recently moving on in conclusion, back when Michael Vick said that he could rush for 1,000 yards in Chip Kelly's offense, and he said that he was the fastest quarterback in the NFL. Everyone said that he was delusional. The media jumped down his throat here in Philadelphia. Now, again, my aim is not to defame anyone. I'm just giving you a bit of my fresh new perspective, or a fresh new perspective, if you will. Now, when Vic said he was the fastest quarterback in the NFL, everyone jumped down his throat. Now, I was recently also a member of the a contestant in the 97.5 Dream Job contest, okay, where the winner of the contest told me that Michael Vick shouldn't have given a single iota to rushing for 1,000 yards or being the fastest quarterback in the NFL. It shows that he is more focused on being a running back rather than a quarterback. Well, we take a look at, see, all of these rants and things that people have to say about Michael Vick. See, these guys know we have to give them some credit. And I'm a huge Eagles fan, more than I am a Vic or Deshaun Jackson fan. I'm an Eagles fan, okay? But to say that Vic should not have given a single iota, let's see what Michael Vick and Chip Kelly and LaShawn McCoy and all of these guys know that you don't, okay? Last year in 2012, the Washington Redskins led the NFL in rushing yards, okay? With the tandem of RG3 and Alfred Morris. Number 3 was Seattle with Beast Mode and the rookie Russell Wilson. Number 4 was New England, the New England Patriots with Ridley. Number 7 was the San Francisco 49ers, okay, with Frank Gore and Colin Kaepernick. Now, keep in mind, Colin Kaepernick only played in 8 games, okay? Now, Colin Kaepernick finished the regular season with 64 rushing attempts, okay? Russell Wilson had 94 rushing attempts. RG3 finished the 2012 season, the AP Rookie of the Year, with 120 rushing attempts, okay? Well, you know what what quarterback finished with more rushing attempts than all of those guys? Cam Newton. Cam also plays in a zone read offense, okay? In case you didn't know that, Cam had 127. Now, I was told that I needed to step my game up, okay? Now, we take it a step further and we look at Michael Vick. Back when Michael Vick was in Atlanta, when Michael Vick became the first quarterback to ever eclipse the 1,000-yard rushing mark for a quarterback, Michael Vick did this on 123 rushing attempts, 4 fewer than what Cam Newton had, okay? Now, we take it even further, okay? Randall Cunningham, in Rockin' Randall's day, his best year where he almost eclipsed the 1,000-yard rushing mark, where he had like 964, he did that on 118 rushing attempts, okay? So that's two rushing attempts short of a rookie playing in the zone read offense, all right? So now, then we ask the question, what does the NFL's all-time leading rushing quarterback know about running the football in Chip Kelly's offense? As well as you ask the question, then why would ESPN do a video, or ESPN put Colin Kaepernick on the front cover of ESPN, the magazine, butt naked? You have to ask that question, okay? Colin Kaepernick is a fitness nut. Colin Kaepernick said that his favorite exercise is rushing, is sprints, because you get to see who's the fastest quarterback or the fastest player on the field. So this just gives more of an example of, and I'm not going to say that people don't know what they're talking about, because they do, but like G.I. Joe said back when we were younger, watching cartoons, knowing is only half the battle. All right, now, that's my take on how the Birds are going to do. Now, keep in mind, everything that you've learned or you've heard is the reverse. You follow me? The Eagles are going to do good this year because they're going to use the run to set up the pass. But again, that change is not going to come at the quarterback position if this offense starts out stagnant. Chip Kelly, the first place he's going to look is his running game because he uses the run to set up the pass. Now, LaShawn McCoy not only has to adjust, but some more irony. LaShawn McCoy's name in the NFL is now mud because the defenses are playing really, really fast when they play against the Philadelphia Eagles, because LaShawn McCoy not only has to adjust, but he has to convince NFL teams, since his name is mud now, he has to convince NFL defenses that he can play smash mouth. This is what will slow down the defense. You know, the screen doesn't stop the blitz so much anymore because now defenses are able to play the joker position. Defensive linemen and linebackers are able to recover, able to rush the quarterback and get back and chase down guys before they pick up yards. Okay, so the Eagles are going to do big things this year, people. My fellow Philadelphia Eagles fans. And the last thing I'll say is that I'm going to do another video on the conversion from the 4-3 to the 3-4, in which I am so thankful that we finally converted to a 3-4, because like the Green Bay Packers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Denver Broncos, we here in Philadelphia, we are a defensive city. We should have been one of those teams playing a 3-4, one of those more vaunted defenses in the NFL, because the 3-4 defense causes a whole lot of chaos for your top flight quarterbacks. But this is just a forecast video. I'm Hawk, and go Birds.